What's good, y'all? We ended the week off on a good note. I hope y'all done journaled the week, and done got everything together with yourselves. Took a mental break from those charts, and then reflect on the week to see how y'all could have done better, how y'all could have executed better, and plan out for the next week. So, as y'all can see, today I'm gonna be going over my risk management and how I handle my funded accounts with wins, losses, and stuff like that, and my setup that I like to take. So starting off over here, we got my risk management and rules. So per trade, I risk 175. It don't matter if I'm on micros, minis, whatever symbol I'm trading, I'm risking 175. No matter the setup, no matter which high and low get taken, like anything, I have a hard stop loss of $175. So if we on NQ, I'm risking one con. I know a lot of people be like, oh my god, how are you risking 30 ticks on a trade? Well, that's where back tested and forward tested come in. At I know how much I can risk per trade because through back testing and so much data that I'm getting from my setup, I know how much I can risk. I know how long I can hold. I know how long I can run for. Um, I just know these things because I don't put so much time and work on the charts, studying the setup now that I use for my funded, right? And if I'm feeling so I use minis if I'm feeling like real confident in my trade, my setup, my analysis. If everything align, I go throw on one mini max. If I'm feeling like, bro, the setup gotta work, which I'm not gonna say it's gotta work, but like all my stuff were hitting at the perfect time. I throw on two minis. When I had that 5K day, I had two minis on, but I risked $300 on that trade. Not much more from 175. I guess I just double my risk basically, but yeah. Usually I do one NQ contract or five MNQ cons. The reason is that is because five MNQ contracts is half of a mini, so you got double the stop loss. So instead of 30 to 40 ticks for a stop loss on the NQ, you will have 80 ticks for a stop loss on MNQ, and for that, it's like okay, if your trade pull back 80 ticks, that just means you was wrong. Now on NQ, NQ can get a little crazy sometimes. So sometimes you can get that pullback that stop you out, but that's not enough wiggle room to tell you if you was wrong on your analysis or not, because they can pull back. NQ do some crazy pullbacks and they continue. So, but if you're on a micro, and you get an 80 tick pullback, I'm pretty sure that just means your trade was wrong, and that's how I look at it. Right? So, boom. Let's go to the daily loss limit. So, if my account is over 5K, I only allow myself to lose $500 a day, right? So if it's at 5K or under, I like to give myself a $500 wiggle room for the day because you got to realize I think that's about three good quality setups I had to lose for my daily loss limit to hit, right? Or one and a half. But if my account is over 10K, I will allow myself to lose $1,000, $1,500 max because that cushion is so strong, and if one trade can wipe out that whole loss and give me times five, right? As y'all see on the last video, I showed my stats and stuff. I got a good when my setups hit, they hit basically. So I like to look for SMT, Power 3, standard deviations, and so on and so forth. So I'm usually targeting 1,000 a day to make 1,000 a day. So say if I'm in two contracts or five minis and I hit that $1,000 mark, I'll probably take off more than half of the position and leave a runner and let that either hit TP or break even. But I usually secure at least $500 on my trades. So like that day I made 5K, I was up about 3,500, and I took off half of the position and let the last one run for the final TP. I could have had a 10K day instead of a 10K week, but feel me, you just take it. I'm very grateful for making 7K in a week and having to be able to take out this payout next week to pay for my lifestyle, pay for bills, or just go on my savings or go towards long term investments, right? So yeah, I'm trying to target 1K a day, minimum 500. So I settle for $200 a day because I start looking at things from my 9 to 5 aspect. A 9 to 5 is not giving you $500, $200 in a day this fast or this easily, right? So that's what I kind of take with it, whatever. Now down here to my setup, We have this is so let's say this is the daily candle. We got our open, low, high, and then we close off on a day, right? So trading ICT, I was taught accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Time and price is important. So I have my accumulation, my manipulation, and my distribution back to the upside during New York. So within this manipulation, I'm looking for a shift and a gap. So it's three different entries you can get. You can get a shift and an inversion gap to enter off of. You can get a shift and a regular fair value gap to enter off of, or you can get a shift and a breaker block to enter off of. I see a lot of people starting to use breaker, starting to get those entries off those breaker blocks. I'm pretty sure we had an entry today off of a breaker block right here. I was looking at this, but I locked my account early today, so I couldn't even trade. So you got breaker, pull up. We called the shift, last up close candle before the shift, right? And then come back, retest, and we got a fair value gap in the middle of that. So you have a double whammy, and price came back into it both times. If y'all want to learn more about this, you can click the link in my bio and join the chat, and I'll dive deeper in there. We got a free chat and a paid side where I give out my daily analysis and weekly analysis, right? But as you can see, breaker, gap, macro started. Macro started, we start searching for liquidity. Boom, boom, we hit it. We hit the breaker and the fair value gap, retest it, right? So let's say if you went long off this gap, I personally would have. You target previous highs, so you got a high right here. You got buy side liquidity right here. And then you got buy side liquidity right here. And last but not least, we got what I like to do is my standard deviations. So say if I start my standard deviations, that's a 1 to 10 off rip. If I'm risking 175, 175 times 10, that's a little bit over $1,000. Easy, right? You want to risk this. This a 1 to 6. Easy $600 on the charts. Easy $700 on the charts. Like the setups I take are very, very, very easy. Now let's say we held the final TP. That's a 1 to 15. 100 times 15, around $1,500 on a day. Easy setup. Who couldn't use $1,500 in a day? As y'all can see, that's just my little setup on the real charts. But yeah, so within that manipulation, I try to find a shift in the gap in one of the models I just showed y'all. It could be an inversion, it can be a regular gap, or it can be a breaker block that I would enter off of inside of a macro, right, at a key level, right? So back to my risk management and stuff like that. As you can see, I'm risking 175 per trade, 1 con, 5 cons. If I'm doing bad on a week, I will switch down to my micros and stay on micros till I get that consistency back. So I feel like I'm worthy enough to go back up to minis, and that's how I go. And I just start liquidating my account. Like if we go to Top Step X, here go my account. Every time I feel like I'm doing something bad, or like I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing, I come here and I forcefully lock my account, and I won't be able to trade for 24 hours. And nothing is wrong with that. I feel like the biggest part of trading is knowing when not to trade. That's way more important than knowing when to trade, because you got to know when not to trade, when to stop, when to put the brakes on. And yeah, that's what I've been working on myself. Still working on it. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching this video. Hopefully y'all can take some stuff and learn from me, and use it in your own trading and your own fundits, and get y'all payouts and stuff like that. But I will catch y'all in the next video, and peace.